Fernán González was the first autonomous Count of Castile, son of Gonzalo Fernández de Burgos, who had been named Count of Arlanza and the Duero around the year 900, and by tradition a descendant of semi-legendary judge Nuño Rasura. His mother Muniadona was so well remembered that the later Counts of Castile would sometimes be recorded by Iberian Muslim scholars as Ibn Māma Duna. Fernán González was a colorful character of legendary status in Iberia, and founder of the dynasty that would rule a semi-autonomous Castile, laying the foundations for its status as an independent kingdom. In the year 930, Fernán's name appears with the title of Count inside the administrative organization of East in the Kingdom of León. Fernán González grew up in the castle of Lara, where his father had begun the process of reuniting the fractured counties of Old Castile. What had been a single county under Count Rodrigo of Castile had been split after the death of the latter's son Diego Rodríguez Porcelos in 885. About 899, Gonzalo was named Count of Burgos, and around 909 succeeded his kinsman Muñoz Núñez as Count of Castile, representing a fraction of the previous county of that name. Following Gonzalo's 915 death, the counties would be held by Fernando Ansúrez, Gonzalo's brother Nuño Fernández, Fernando Ansúrez again, and Gutiérrez Núñez. Fernán González was made Count of Castile and Burgos before 931. The same year, Álvaro Jarameles, Count of Alava, Cerezo and Lantaran died, and Fernán succeeded him as well, thereby reuniting Rodrigo's county. He also married Álvaro's widow, Sancha Sánchez, the sister of the García Sánchez I of Pamplona, one of the daughters of Sancho I of Pamplona and Toda of Navarre. She had been twice widowed, having first married King Ordono II of Leon late in his life as his third wife. Two of her sisters, Onica and Araca, would marry Sancho's stepsons, or Ordono's sons, Alfonso IV of Leon and Ramiro II of Leon. Following Ordono's death in 924, she had married Count Álvaro Jarameles. Her marriage to Fernán not only allowed him to unite Castile, but reinforced political alliances across the Christian north. Fernán gathered under his control a strong military force composed of troops from the counties of Burgos, Asturias, Santillana, Lantaran, Alava, Castile, and Lara. His military prowess came to prominence in the Battle of Simancas in 939 and then at Sepúlveda, where he wrested the region from the Moors and repopulated it. As his power increased, so did his independence from Leon. After having fought with Ramiro II of Leon against the Arabs, and after the Battle of Simancas and the retreat of the Muslims, Fernán was dissatisfied because the King of Leon distributed his troops in the frontier towns and he rose in rebellion against him. In 944, the county of Castile was stripped from him and awarded by the king to his son Sancho, with Count Ansúrez Fernández serving as regent. Fernán was defeated and made prisoner for 3 years until he became reconciled with his sovereign, giving his daughter Araca in marriage to the king's heir, Ordono, who afterwards became King Ordono III. Upon the death of Ramiro II of Leon in 951, the Kingdom of Leon experienced a dynastic crisis that Fernán played out to his advantage. Initially, Fernán supported the demands of Sancho against his elder half-brother Ordono III, Fernán's own son-in-law. When Sancho failed, Fernán was forced to recognize Ordono as king, even though the latter cast off Fernán's daughter. Ordono's early death allowed Fernán to recover his maneuvering capacity, although he abandoned his old ally, now King Sancho I, instead supporting his rival Ordono IV, son of Alfonso IV and the new new husband of Fernán's daughter Urraca. Shortly after the 4th of September 959, his wife Sancha of Navarre died, and in 960 Fernán was defeated through Navarre's intervention on Sancho's behalf. He was captured by King Garcia of Navarre, but he recovered his freedom after making various territorial concessions and by forswearing his support for Ordóñez IV. Prior to the 5th of May 964 he cemented the new alliance by remarrying Garcia's own daughter Urraca, the niece of his first wife, while Fernán's daughter of the same name, this time divorced by Ordóñez IV, was married to Garcia's heir, the future Sancho II of Pamplona. With the Kingdom of León weakened and in disorder, Fernán slowly solidified a position of autonomy as Count of Castile, with only nominal fealty due León. After his death the county was left to his son Garcia Fernández, while his widow Urraca returned to the Pamplona court before remarrying to William Sancho of Gascony. His remains were buried in the monastery of San Pedro of Arlanza. His life and feats are recorded in an anonymous poem, the poem of Fernán González, written between 1250 and 1271 and preserved as an incomplete copy from the 15th century issue by his first wife, Sancha Sánchez of Pamplona. He had the following children: Gonzalo, who married Fronila Gómez, suggested to have been granddaughter of Count Diego Rodríguez Porcelos; Sancho, named in a charter of his paternal headmother, Muño Garcia, his eventual successor; Urraca, twice Queen of León as wife of Ordóñez III and Ordóñez IV, and then of Pamplona, having married Sancho II; Muniadona, wife of Gómez Diaz, Count of Saldana, of the powerful Beni Gómez clan;